morning, students and educational community of El Carmen de Viboral who are watching this program on television and on the networks today. Once again, welcome to this 10-minute English capsule. Today I will refer to the economy and the economic systems through the history of humanity. And I will conclude by referring to the Colombian economy. To begin, I will say that economics is a social science that, among other things, studies how to manage available resources to satisfy human needs. The ultimate objective of the economy is to improve the living conditions of people and societies. An economic system makes reference to the way in which the economic activity of a society is organized, mainly to what corresponds to the production of goods and services, and to the way in which these goods and services are distributed among the members of a society. Economy throughout the history of mankind. First, economy in the Paleolithic period. This was the first economic system that humanity had and the longest of all existing ones. This economic system began when the human species first appeared on Earth. This system had its economic basis in hunting and gathering for the survival of individuals. The Paleolithic economy was predatory, hunting and gathering type, and with it they covered their basic needs, which were food, firewood, materials for their tools, clothing, cabins, and shelter. Later, they hunted deer, roe deer, elephants, and small animals. There was also some type of exploitation of marine river resources, since deposits were found on the banks of coastal rivers. Second, economic system of the Neolithic period. This began in the Middle East of Asia, and 2,000 years later it spread to China, through India, and later to Mesoamerica. This system was based on the discovery of agricultural livestock, pottery, and stone polishing. This represented for humanity the first great economic and technological revolution. The Neolithic was a period of great importance due to the birth of agriculture and the appearance of sedentary life and the techniques for polishing stone and making ceramics. This economy was based on the cultivation of wheat and barley and the raising of sheep, goats, and pigs. In other words, there was a profound change in the economy that went from being a hunting and gathering economy to a farming and cattle raising economy. This change produced modifications in the lifestyle and in the tools used. The Neolithic Revolution, which was between 6,000 and 1,800 before Christ. The Neolithic Revolution, also called the Agricultural Revolution, marked the transition in human history from small nomadic bands of hunter-gatherers to larger agricultural settlements and early civilization. The Neolithic Revolution gave man control over his own food supply. The Neolithic economy was a producing economy. The difference between the predator and producer economies is that the former is based on the primitive way of obtaining resources, through hunting, fishing, and gathering without producing anything of what it consumes. Third, economic system of the first empires. Around major rivers, the Euphrates and the Tigris, the Ganges, the Nile, the Yangtze arose the great early empires. The first economic system seems to have been in Sumer, Mesopotamia, 5,500 years ago. A central administrative authority legislates, administers justice, and executes over an extensive territory that groups together many cities, and is based on technicalization of agriculture and livestock. The beginnings of trade and mining. And this allowed the Sumerians to create the first recognized civilization with a system stable and functional. Fourth, a slave economic system. Slave economic system corresponded to the societies of ancient Greece and the ancient Roman Empire. Through military campaigns, the Roman army subjected entire populations to be their slaves for having been defeated in battle. The emperor had absolute right over the body and life. Slaves were seen as objects called instrument vocali, which means tool that speaks. Fifth, feudal economic system. The feudal economic system was developed in Western Europe during the Middle Ages. The characteristics of the feudal economic system were the peasant was obligated to depend on and serve his entire life in the fiefdom. Agriculture was the main economic activity of this system. Agriculture was based on the use of very old means of production. The fiefdom became an agrarian unit where only what was necessary to live was produced. The feudal society was divided like this. In the top of the pyramid, there is the Pope, which represents the church. Going down, it comes the king, the nobles, the knights, the vassals, merchants, farmers, craftsmen, peasants, and serfs. There were some people with privileges and some others which don't enjoy privileges. And sixth, the capitalist economic system. The capitalist economic system is characterized by free markets, the absence of government intervention in the economy. In capitalism, individuals and private companies have the objective of accumulating profits, employing salaried workers to carry out the production and exchange of goods or services. They have workers who receive a salary for his work. A good cartoon representing the capitalist economic system could be like this. Seventh, communism. German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels developed the theory of communism. Communism is an economic system where the group owns the factors of production. In countries, the government represents the group. The means of production are labor, entrepreneurship or enterprises, capital, goods, and natural resources. Although the government doesn't legally own the labor force, the central planners tell the people where they should work. Private property is non-existent or severely curtailed. What is the current economic model in Colombia? I will refer to this now. The economic model of Colombia is neoliberalism, which is an economic trend that consists of the practice of capitalist principles in which the state does not actively participate. You see the government resting people, citizens, they are carrying the economy, and the banks are counting the money and taking out the money from the citizens. You see those three guys there. Thank you for your attention and see you next Thursday in this program if God wills. Goodbye.